Mercury's transit into Scorpio, spanning from October 29, 2024, until January 4, 2025, promises a dynamic period marked by introspection, transformation, and heightened activity in areas influenced by Scorpio. This transit unfolds during a time when other significant planetary movements add layers of complexity and intensity. With the Sun entering Scorpio on November 16th, the Scorpio sign and the house it occupies in one's birth chart will become focal points for profound change. This period is further charged by Mercury's retrograde in Scorpio from November 26 to December 16th, and the Sun-Mercury conjunction in Scorpio in November. Meanwhile, Scorpio Lord Mars and the Sun will each be in debilitation until they transition into new signs, adding complexity to the energies affecting Scorpio, especially with Saturn, Rahu, and Jupiter's aspects. Scorpio, as a water sign ruled by Mars and co-ruled by Ketu, represents intense transformation, introspection, and the uncovering of hidden truths. Mercury's role as a communicator and analyst in this space encourages looking beneath the surface, probing complex ideas, and engaging in more meaningful, even uncomfortable, conversations. Scorpio's association with the subconscious, secrets, and personal power makes this transit ripe for psychological insight and breakthroughs in understanding. During this period, people are likely to experience an increased awareness of subconscious motivations, a drive to seek clarity in uncertain situations, and a willingness to confront hidden fears or doubts. From October 29th to November 26th, when Mercury moves direct in Scorpio, there's an invitation to explore inner depths and gain new perspectives. Intellectual pursuits, research, and analysis are particularly favored, especially in areas related to psychology, investigative work, or areas that require deep concentration. The Sun's entry into Scorpio on November 16th will emphasize this focus, blending the intellect of Mercury with the ego's drive to express deeper aspects of self-identity. The Sun-Mercury conjunction that follows will further encourage internal alignment and self-expression, while Saturn, Rahu, and Jupiter's aspects add elements of discipline and expansion to thought processes. On November 26th, Mercury turns retrograde in Scorpio, prompting a phase of reevaluation that lasts until December 16th. This period is ideal for revisiting past decisions, rethinking long-standing issues, and working through unresolved conflicts, particularly those connected to Scorpio's themes of trust, control, and intimacy. Mercury retrograde in Scorpio often brings subconscious motivations to the forefront, allowing for a period of honest reflection and inner clarity. It's a time when people may encounter past secrets, complex emotions, or unresolved issues that call for a deeper understanding. The retrograde's influence on communication may also lead to misunderstandings, delays, or an internalization of thought processes, especially within intimate relationships or areas of shared resources. Patience is essential during this time, as Scorpio's intensity may amplify frustration when things do not go as planned. Embracing this period for its introspective qualities, rather than rushing to conclusions, will support clearer understanding when Mercury turns direct in mid-December. Throughout this transit, Scorpio is under the gaze of three major planetary aspects: Saturn, Jupiter, and Rahu. Saturn's 10th aspect from Aquarius to Scorpio emphasizes discipline, caution, and structured transformation. This aspect encourages taking a practical and responsible approach to issues surrounding trust, joint resources, and hidden dynamics. Individuals may feel an increased responsibility to address these areas, especially where Scorpio is placed in the birth chart, encouraging a more mature outlook on shared resources, financial investments, and intimate connections. Jupiter's 7th aspect from Taurus expands Scorpio's energy, pushing for growth and understanding deeper emotions, beliefs, and transformative processes. Under Jupiter's guidance, there's an openness to embrace change, learn from experiences, and apply wisdom in personal matters. However, Jupiter's retrograde motion suggests this growth will be introspective and gradual, leading to insights that may take time to fully manifest. Rahu's influence from Pisces amplifies the desire for spiritual understanding, driving people to seek knowledge that transcends the material world and delves into the mysteries of existence. Mars, debilitated in Cancer, may present challenges related to emotional volatility and assertiveness. Cancer, a water sign ruled by the Moon, influences Mars to act in more defensive and emotionally driven ways, which can create a sense of frustration. This dynamic is significant given Mars' rulership of Scorpio. As Mercury transits Scorpio, the influence of a debilitated Mars on Scorpio's ruling planet may lead to heightened sensitivity and a need to channel emotions constructively. For example, instead of allowing repressed emotions to build up, people may benefit from focusing on healthy outlets like journaling, meditation, or creative projects. It's crucial to recognize Mercury as a neutral planet that adopts the traits of planets it associates with. Thus, its impact during transits depends on its planetary alignments. In the absence of such connections, it reflects the nature of the ruling planet of the sign it's in. Mercury symbolizes communication influenced by surroundings, mirroring how conversations reflect one's company. In essence, Mercury's transit triggers curiosity regarding matters related to the sign and house it traverses, prompting information gathering and sharing, aligning with Mercury's fundamental nature to communicate and exchange knowledge. To assess the impact of this transit, it's crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign provides insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you'll emotionally respond to these changes. Consider the position of your current Mahadasha Lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Mercury's Ashtaka score in Scorpio. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit will differ from person to person, contingent on Mercury's interaction with the planets in their individual birth charts, or its transit through the zodiac. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Mercury dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. It's important to remember that the effects of this transit will vary for each person. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, the transit of Mercury through Scorpio brings a blend of mystery, introspection, and transformative energy to your 8th house. This house governs shared resources, inheritances, debts, secrets, and transformation, gaining a unique influence with Mercury, the planet of communication, analysis, and intellect. This positioning will shift your attention to matters typically hidden beneath the surface, from financial planning to introspective growth and intimate relationships. As Mercury also rules your 3rd and 6th houses, areas related to communication, intellect, debts, health, and competition will be activated and transformed, enhancing your approach to these topics with Scorpio's penetrating and resilient energy. Mercury's placement in the 8th house is particularly significant for your finances and resources shared with others, such as inheritances, joint accounts, and loans. You may experience unexpected financial gains during this transit, especially from sources you may not have anticipated, like an inheritance, return on investments, or loan approval. This period encourages you to approach shared financial responsibilities more analytically and strategically. You might feel a strong urge to rethink or restructure your finances, especially concerning debts and taxes. This analytical period will help you identify potential risks and optimize your strategies to ensure long-term stability. The 8th house's association with inheritance means you could benefit from financial planning or even receive unexpected monetary gains from family members. However, caution is needed, as Scorpio's energy could also indicate unforeseen expenses. You may need to keep your finances under close watch to avoid unnecessary expenditures, particularly in gadgets or technology, which Mercury's influence may tempt you toward. By focusing on structured financial planning, you can better prepare for these fluctuations and seize opportunities to strengthen your financial foundation. During this transit, Mercury in Scorpio brings a probing, perceptive quality to your communication style, pushing you to question, analyze, and investigate. You may find yourself drawn to deeper conversations, exploring taboo or complex topics such as psychology, philosophy, or even occult sciences. This shift aligns well with the 8th house's focus on the unknown, and you will likely feel compelled to dig beneath the surface to uncover hidden truths, both in your personal life and external circumstances. The intensity of the 8th house may lead you to become more careful and selective in your speech, particularly at work or in professional relationships. Be mindful of how you express your thoughts, as misunderstandings or harsh words could affect both your professional and personal lives. This transit calls for greater diplomacy and tact, especially when discussing sensitive subjects, to maintain harmony in relationships. Mercury's analytical approach will help you develop more strategic communication skills, empowering you to navigate complex situations with greater precision. Scorpio's influence on Mercury's transit also brings you an opportunity to deepen and transform your intimate relationships. This period will bring forth themes of vulnerability, trust, and emotional connection. You may find yourself more focused on creating meaningful, transformative connections with those you care about. You could engage in revealing conversations that bring hidden emotions to light, strengthening the foundation of trust with your partners. However, Scorpio's energy can also lead to the discovery of secrets or repressed feelings, requiring you to handle these insights with care and sensitivity. As Mercury rules your 6th house of health and daily routines, this transit could help you address health-related issues tied to stress or emotional baggage. This is an excellent time for you to explore therapy, meditation, or self-reflective practices like journaling to support your emotional growth. The transformative energy of the 8th house encourages you to release old patterns that may have held you back, allowing for emotional healing and renewal within your relationships. Mercury's transit through the 8th house will also enhance your ability to deal with competitors or adversaries. With the 6th house, which Mercury rules, governing enemies, debts, and obstacles, this transit brings you a strategic advantage in overcoming challenges. Your opponents may find it difficult to outmaneuver you during this period, as your intellect will be sharp and adaptive. Scorpio's strategic energy will help you identify potential risks and find creative solutions to suppress your competition. This period is especially favorable for you to handle unresolved debts, disputes, or litigation effectively. Mercury's analytical nature in Scorpio enables you to approach these issues with caution and thoughtfulness, which could help you resolve long-standing conflicts or financial burdens. The transit encourages you to tackle challenges head-on, making it an ideal time to work on financial obligations, legal matters, or any health-related concerns that may have lingered in the past. One essential aspect of this transit is the emphasis on privacy and boundaries, as Mercury's placement in the 8th house signals a time to maintain discretion in personal matters. Scorpio's influence can bring heightened sensitivity and caution around whom you choose to trust, as not everyone may have your best interests at heart. You are advised to be selective with the information you share and mindful of whom you confide in during this time, particularly concerning sensitive financial or personal matters. With Mercury as your 3rd lord transiting the 8th house, your communication with siblings or neighbors may also experience shifts. This placement could bring distance in these relationships, as the 8th house signifies endings and transitions. You may feel less inclined to engage in daily chatter or casual conversations, preferring solitude or more meaningful exchanges. This distance may not necessarily indicate conflict, but rather a need for introspection and personal space. The influence of Mercury in Scorpio on your 8th house brings an ideal opportunity for spiritual exploration and personal transformation. You may feel drawn to explore the hidden aspects of your psyche, delving into spiritual or occult sciences to gain a deeper understanding of your inner self. This transit heightens your intuition, making it a potent time for you to confront and release fears, insecurities, or past traumas. By addressing these inner challenges, you can cultivate resilience and clarity, empowering you to make profound personal changes. Overall, Mercury's transit through Scorpio in your 8th house offers a time of intense introspection, transformative relationships, and strategic financial planning. Focus on strengthening shared resources, managing expenses wisely, and communicating thoughtfully. This transit encourages you to embrace emotional growth, release old patterns, and maintain privacy in personal matters. As you navigate this period with patience and strategy, you are likely to emerge with greater clarity, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. For Taurus, Mercury's transit through Scorpio marks a period of profound transformation and growth, particularly within your relationships and partnerships. As Mercury moves through your 7th house, the sector of marriage and partnerships, its influence will strengthen your communication skills and analytical abilities. This time offers numerous opportunities for you to establish or deepen your personal and professional connections, make sound investments, and align your romantic interests with long-term commitment. The dynamic energy of Scorpio brings intensity to Mercury's intellectual approach, pushing you to look beyond the surface and address deeper matters with clarity and honesty. On the personal front, this transit fosters stronger, more open relationships for you. As Mercury enhances your 7th house of marriage and partnerships, you will find it easier to engage in meaningful discussions with your significant other. Scorpio's transformative energy encourages you to address any long-standing issues or hidden feelings within your relationship. This period may prompt you to confront topics you previously avoided, creating a foundation of trust and understanding with your partner. By enhancing mutual respect and transparency, you can build a harmonious, supportive relationship that stands the test of time. For those who are single or dating, this transit may turn a romantic relationship into a more formal commitment, as Mercury's influence highlights the benefits of long-term partnerships. Your family will likely offer support and encouragement in your decisions, providing a sense of security and approval that bolsters your confidence in love. Professionally, this transit could be an advantageous period for partnerships and collaborations. You will have heightened persuasive abilities, making it easier to convince potential partners to invest in shared ventures. This is an ideal time for you to enter into new business alliances or explore family-run businesses, as Mercury in the 7th house favors joint initiatives. If you are already established in business, there may be opportunities to expand operations or diversify your portfolio. Mercury's placement in Scorpio brings strategic thinking and a focus on resource management, which can help you maximize financial gains through collaborative efforts. With Scorpio's intuitive influence, you will be more attuned to potential risks and rewards, allowing you to make well-informed decisions that protect your interests and increase profitability. The influence of Mercury as the ruler of your second house of wealth and resources also has implications for your financial stability. You may consider investing family resources into business ventures or partnerships during this transit. With the second house energy directed into the seventh house, you may find that financial investments made with your spouse or family provide substantial returns. Whether through shared business goals or joint investments in assets, you will be able to use your resources to create lasting financial security. Family members could play a supportive role, either by assisting with resources or directly joining business ventures, strengthening both family and business bonds. Academically, this transit provides an excellent opportunity for you to excel. The fifth house of intellect and education, ruled by Mercury for you, now influences the seventh house, supporting studies, particularly in subjects related to business, languages, analysis, or interpersonal relations. This placement makes it a good period for you to focus on your studies, as you will find it easier to retain information and communicate your ideas effectively. If you are interested in further studies, especially in partnership with others or programs that require collaboration, you will benefit from this alignment. Scorpio's depth will also encourage you to delve deeply into your studies, gaining insights and honing analytical skills that can serve you well in exams or academic projects. Mercury's presence in the seventh house also encourages you to evaluate and transform your communication styles and relationships. The deep influence of Scorpio prompts you to reflect on how you communicate, especially in matters where emotions run high. During this period, you may become more aware of any imbalances in your relationships, recognizing areas where boundaries or expectations need to be adjusted. This is a good time to resolve misunderstandings or refine relationship dynamics, as your insights during this transit can foster a healthier, more balanced approach to partnerships. Scorpio's intensity will encourage you to release old habits and replace them with a more authentic, honest style of communication, leading to significant breakthroughs in both personal and professional relationships. With Mercury in your seventh house, you are likely to reflect on the support you receive from your partners, family, or business allies. This transit provides an opportunity for you to examine how you give and receive support, ensuring that you maintain a balanced relationship that allows you to feel secure while preserving your independence. This period encourages you to embrace vulnerability and seek out deeper emotional connections with others. As you focus on personal wellness during this transit, Mercury's influence encourages you to care for your physical and mental well-being. The transit's aspect on your first house highlights self-care, making it essential for you to prioritize a healthy diet, regular exercise, and practices like yoga or meditation. Taking care of your body and mind will provide you with the energy and resilience needed to navigate the emotional and professional intensity of this period. This transit may also bring opportunities for you to connect with others over shared interests and hobbies, especially if these interests relate to business, intellectual pursuits, or learning new skills. The influence of the fifth house through Mercury's rulership suggests that you may encounter people who share your interests or support your goals, potentially leading to partnerships that are both professionally rewarding and personally fulfilling. Scorpio's influence here deepens the connections you form, as you are more likely to seek out meaningful relationships with people who inspire you or help you grow. Overall, Mercury's transit through Scorpio offers you substantial growth in relationships, partnerships, and self-understanding. With enhanced communication skills and a willingness to address hidden issues, you can strengthen your personal and professional connections. Mercury's intellectual energy and Scorpio's transformative influence will enable you to make strategic decisions, leading to positive changes in love, work, and self-care. By embracing the opportunities and challenges of this period, you can achieve a well-rounded, harmonious balance that supports your future aspirations. For Gemini, Mercury's transit into Scorpio brings significant introspective and transformative energy, especially concerning health, finances, and relationships. With Mercury ruling your first house of self and fourth house of home and inner peace, its transit through Scorpio, your sixth house of service, health, debts, and obstacles, signals a shift from your typical lighthearted, adaptable nature to a more cautious and introspective phase. Scorpio's influence pushes you to confront underlying issues and adopt a serious, investigative approach to challenges. One of the primary impacts of this transit will be seen in your financial matters, especially with Mars debilitated in Cancer, your second house of wealth and resources. There's an increased likelihood of unexpected expenses, which may be tied to health or family responsibilities. Mercury in the sixth house intensifies your focus on debts and financial obligations, emphasizing the importance of managing expenditures and creating a sound financial plan. This period urges you to exercise caution with lending, borrowing, or investing money, as the sixth house rules potential financial pitfalls and loans. It's a favorable time to reevaluate and address any long-standing debts or financial burdens, particularly those impacting your personal or family finances. Being mindful about budgeting and resource allocation will be critical to avoiding stress from financial constraints. Professionally, this transit brings mixed results, as Mercury's placement in the 6th house often highlights interactions with competitors, rivals, and challenging work conditions. You may face criticisms or unexpected obstacles from hidden adversaries at work, making diplomacy essential. Mercury's analytical powers, combined with Scorpio's intensity, offer you a strategic edge, allowing you to identify subtle tensions or sources of workplace conflict and find productive solutions. However, these challenges might still affect your work performance and lead to moments of frustration or disappointment. It's a period for you to maintain resilience, as Saturn's influence on Scorpio requires a steady, thorough approach to tasks and responsibilities. Remaining focused and methodical will be crucial, as your usual quick solutions may fall short in the face of Scorpio's demand for depth. However, Scorpio's intense energy in your 6th house can provide opportunities to outwit rivals and find success in competitive scenarios, especially if you apply patience and careful planning. On the health front, Mercury's influence in the 6th house brings your well-being to the forefront, especially given the potential for emotional strain and low vitality. With Saturn casting its 10th aspect on Scorpio, there's a need for discipline in your health routines, and developing consistent self-care practices will be beneficial. Emotional and physical health challenges may arise, possibly linked to stress from work or personal relationships. You may also find that long-standing health issues resurface, and taking preventive steps, such as regular exercise, a balanced diet, and stress management techniques like meditation, could alleviate these concerns. Special attention to the health of family members, particularly your mother, is also indicated during this transit, as Mercury governs your 4th house, which represents home and motherly figures. In relationships, the influence of Mercury in the 6th house may create communication hurdles. Your partnerships, whether romantic or familial, might experience tension due to misunderstandings or unresolved issues. Mercury in Scorpio brings intensity and introspection to interactions, which could sometimes lead to overly critical or emotionally charged conversations. This transit encourages you to adopt a thoughtful approach to communication, as impulsive words could lead to misinterpretation or conflict. The conjunction of Mercury and the Sun in Scorpio in the second half of November, along with Saturn's, Rahu's, and Jupiter's aspects, magnifies this need for careful dialogue. In navigating these dynamics, you should focus on understanding underlying emotions and addressing relationship concerns with sensitivity and openness. The entry of Venus into Sagittarius, your 7th house of partnerships, from November 7th offers some reprieve and optimism. This influence encourages harmony and mutual understanding, which may help balance the intensity of Mercury in Scorpio, bringing support from loved ones and an opportunity to resolve conflicts. Adding to the complexity, the broader astrological context during November sees Saturn retrograde in Aquarius and Jupiter retrograde in Taurus, affecting your communication, travel, and introspection. Saturn's retrograde until mid-November signals potential delays in career progress or limitations in communication efforts, possibly creating frustration in interactions, especially in professional settings. Jupiter's retrograde in Taurus, your 12th house of expenses and hidden matters, brings a period of financial and personal introspection. You may find it challenging to initiate new ventures or make significant life decisions during this time. Instead, this period calls for careful review of ongoing projects, finances, and personal plans. Amidst these challenges, Mercury's transit through Scorpio also encourages you to develop routines that promote both physical and mental health. Establishing a disciplined lifestyle and setting boundaries, particularly with adversaries or competitive colleagues, can reduce stress and foster a sense of control. For you, whose inherent adaptability may sometimes overlook routine, the stability fostered by Saturn's influence on Scorpio can be beneficial in promoting consistency and resilience. The disciplined energy of Saturn, coupled with the depth of Scorpio, encourages you to address the root causes of any health or work-related stress and find sustainable solutions. Overall, Mercury's transit through Scorpio is a time of self-examination, strategy, and resilience for you. While this transit brings challenges, particularly in areas related to finances, health, and relationships, it also offers you the opportunity to address underlying issues, establish disciplined routines, and engage in deeper, more meaningful dialogues. The introspection and transformation encouraged by Scorpio's energy, combined with the insights from Mercury's presence, can ultimately guide you toward a more balanced and resilient approach to life. For Cancer, Mercury's transit through Scorpio signifies a transformative phase, especially in terms of creativity, relationships, and personal expression. Mercury governs your 3rd and 12th houses, influencing communication, mental inclinations, and spirituality. As it moves through your 5th house, this transit heightens introspection and emotional depth. The fifth house, associated with creativity, romance, and children, prompts you to engage in relationships and self-expression with greater intensity and passion. This shift could lead to both positive growth and challenges, depending on how consciously you navigate these influences. During this transit, you may find yourself becoming more passionate and intense in how you express your emotions. Communication will likely be more probing, as Scorpio's energy encourages a search for deeper meaning and authenticity. This change may be particularly noticeable in your romantic relationships, where you could feel the need to understand and connect with your partner on a more profound level. Mercury's presence in Scorpio will naturally push you to delve into the motivations and hidden emotions of both yourself and others, making you more emotionally attuned but potentially more guarded as well. For those in new relationships, this transit will cultivate a desire for sincerity and loyalty, urging you to seek connections that offer emotional fulfillment rather than superficial engagement. However, it will be crucial for you to maintain balance in these dynamics, as the intensity of your need for closeness might feel overwhelming for your partner, possibly leading to misunderstandings. The fifth house also relates to creativity and self-expression, and Mercury's influence here brings a strong mental focus on your personal projects and artistic pursuits. Scorpio's transformative nature encourages you to express yourself in deeper, more meaningful ways, possibly by channeling your emotions into creative projects. For students and those involved in academic pursuits, this is an advantageous time for tackling complex subjects that require an analytical mindset. Scorpio's energy will help you approach these intellectual challenges with persistence and curiosity, which could lead to significant breakthroughs in your studies or work. This period could inspire you to explore topics related to psychology, philosophy, or spirituality as ways to deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. For parents, this transit emphasizes your relationship with your children. You will likely experience a heightened sensitivity to their needs and emotions, making this an ideal period for building closer bonds through understanding and communication. Your involvement in your children's studies may boost their academic performance. There may be increased expenses related to their activities, particularly if they are exploring new hobbies or educational pursuits. Despite these additional responsibilities, the transit offers you an opportunity to become more actively involved in their lives and to foster a supportive environment that encourages their growth and development. Mercury's influence also enhances your creativity and passion, which could be directed toward romantic relationships. However, the conjunction of Mercury and the Sun in Scorpio from November 16th onward may introduce tension in communication, particularly around expectations and personal boundaries. You might find yourself more protective and cautious, especially in romantic matters, as Scorpio's influence heightens your sense of vulnerability and the need for security. With Rahu, Saturn, and Jupiter all aspecting Scorpio, misunderstandings could easily arise if you push too hard for emotional transparency without giving your partner the necessary space. You are advised to approach sensitive topics with diplomacy and to give your partner room for honest, open discussions. Financially, this transit through the fifth house will bring attention to speculative investments and the management of personal resources. Scorpio's influence, along with the Sun-Mercury conjunction and Saturn's aspect, suggests a more conservative approach, urging you to research thoroughly before engaging in financial ventures. Jupiter retrograde in Taurus, your 11th house, implies potential delays in receiving financial gains from group efforts or community projects. During this time, you should focus on long-term financial planning and avoid impulsive or high-risk investments. Mars, debilitated in your first house, may bring unexpected expenses, particularly related to children, creative projects, or entertainment pursuits, requiring careful budget management to maintain financial stability. The 12th house's influence, which Mercury governs, introduces themes of introspection, foreign connections, and spiritual exploration. You might feel a strong pull towards self-discovery and personal growth, particularly in creative or romantic areas. Scorpio's transformative energy will encourage you to shed any self-limiting beliefs or patterns that may be holding you back from fully expressing your passions and creativity. If you're interested in spiritual practices, you may find yourself diving deeper into meditative practices, healing arts, or psychological exploration. This transit could also encourage you to broaden your horizons, whether by connecting with foreign cultures or studying subjects that expand your worldview. Adding to the complexities of this period are the retrograde influences of Saturn and Jupiter, both of which bring a need for caution, patience, and introspection. Saturn's retrograde in Aquarius, your 8th house, continues until November 15th, reminding you to approach transformation and change with care, especially in matters of shared resources or personal commitments. Meanwhile, Jupiter retrograde in Taurus may slow down financial returns and social progress, making it a time for you to review and reorganize existing goals rather than starting new ventures. Ultimately, this transit is a profound period for you, pushing you to explore deeper layers of your psyche, relationships, and creative potential. As you navigate this intense energy, you are encouraged to remain patient, especially when facing challenges in communication or financial delays. Balancing introspection with open communication and maintaining clear boundaries will help you harness Scorpio's transformative energy positively, leading to lasting growth in your relationships, creativity, and self-awareness. For Leo, the transit of Mercury in Scorpio holds promising opportunities, especially in matters related to home, emotional reflection, and financial security. As Mercury, the ruler of your 2nd and 11th houses, transits through the 4th house, it sets a powerful stage for introspection, family bonds, and personal investments. This period will draw you towards a deeper emotional exploration of your relationship with family members, offering a chance to resolve lingering issues and foster a more harmonious home environment. Mercury's intellectual nature combined with Scorpio's probing energy encourages you to confront unresolved matters with family, enhancing your relationships through honest communication and emotional transparency. However, it's essential to be mindful of Mercury's conjunction with the Sun in Scorpio from November 16th, which can intensify conversations, making emotions flare up more easily. Saturn, Rahu, and Jupiter's influences on Scorpio further amplify the need for patience and empathy, helping you navigate the complexities of family discussions. Financially, this transit encourages you to focus on resourcefulness, savings, and potential investments in property or home-based projects. With the influence of Mercury, you may explore ways to enhance your financial security through family assets, real estate, or even consider earning from the comfort of your home. Property-related matters, such as renovations, relocations, or buying new assets, could be on the agenda. This period is particularly favorable for making substantial investments aimed at improving your personal space and living standards. Mercury's placement in the 4th house coupled with Scorpio's transformative energy suggests you might consider upgrades in your home environment, or take up home-centered business ideas that bring you both financial and emotional satisfaction. However, caution is warranted as Mars is debilitated in Cancer, your 12th house, which could lead to impulsive or poorly thought-out investments that might not yield the desired returns. Saturn and Jupiter's retrograde influence calls for careful, well-researched planning to avoid setbacks in financial or property-related ventures. This period is also favorable for you to examine your inner life and emotional foundations. Mercury's transit in Scorpio brings an introspective vibe that may encourage you to reflect on your emotional needs, inner peace, and sense of security. With the 4th house governing emotional stability, this transit will prompt you to explore what genuinely fulfills you emotionally. Scorpio's depth may lead you to recognize previously overlooked aspects of your emotional well-being and identify areas where you need to heal or grow. The combination of Mercury's analytical influence with Scorpio's emotional depth allows you to find clarity about your feelings and develop a more solid understanding of your own needs, fostering a stronger emotional foundation. In terms of communication, this transit of Mercury will sharpen your ability to articulate your thoughts and emotions with depth and clarity, especially within the home front. This transit is a favorable time for you to open up about any long-standing emotional concerns or clarify misunderstandings with loved ones. Conversations may take on a more serious or even intense tone, but the goal here is to deepen family bonds and foster genuine understanding. Rahu's influence on Scorpio could bring some unexpected revelations, adding an element of surprise or urgency to certain family dynamics, which you should approach with calmness and resilience. While this transit encourages sincere and open communication, it also requires you to practice patience, particularly in sensitive or emotionally charged discussions. Saturn's aspect may make family interactions feel a bit heavy, but it also reinforces the need for mature and thoughtful exchanges, which can lead to long-lasting improvements in familial relationships. Socially, you might find yourself connecting more deeply with close friends or family members. Mercury's connection with the 11th house suggests that you will likely focus on strengthening your support networks and enhancing bonds with those you hold dear. You may even consider sharing your insights or venturing into a home-based project with family or close friends, potentially leading to a mutually rewarding experience. This period also has the potential to enhance your social influence, particularly through family or community-centered activities, allowing you to make meaningful contributions within your circle. However, with retrograde Saturn's influence, it may be wise for you to avoid impulsive commitments, especially those that might demand considerable time or resources, and focus instead on cultivating deeper, more reliable connections. Professionally, this Mercury transit offers you the chance to gain recognition and build credibility, especially if you're in home-centered roles, real estate, or family businesses. The influence of the 11th house and the 4th encourages you to leverage your network and existing resources for professional gains. Mercury's analytical and communicative powers will be valuable, helping you communicate effectively in your work environment and attract recognition from seniors or mentors. Whether employed or in business, this transit suggests potential for growth, As long as you remain grounded and avoid impulsive actions, particularly with Mars debilitated in Cancer, your hard work and dedication during this time will not go unnoticed, and those who focus on building their skills and maintaining their integrity will likely receive appreciation and recognition, which could translate into enhanced career prospects or new opportunities. With Venus also in the 4th house during this transit, you can expect added comfort and luxuries, contributing positively to your domestic life. Venus' presence will support Mercury's influence, creating an environment of harmony, beauty, and material satisfaction within the home. This combination suggests that you will enjoy quality time with family, indulge in home-cooked meals, and create cherished memories with loved ones. Venus' influence will make you more inclined to invest in beautifying or improving your home environment, bringing a sense of contentment and joy that will be deeply satisfying on both emotional and physical levels. Overall, this transit of Mercury in Scorpio presents a rich opportunity for you to deepen your family bonds, enhance your home environment, and make strategic investments. While some challenges may arise due to Mars' debilitated influence and Saturn's restrictions, you who approach this time with patience, sincerity, and thoughtful planning will emerge with greater clarity, emotional strength, and a renewed sense of stability. For Virgo, the transit of Mercury in Scorpio brings a period of intense introspection, strategic communication, and enhanced focus on both professional and personal relationships. Since Mercury rules both your 1st and 10th houses, its transit through the 3rd house particularly affects your communication styles, relationships with siblings, and opportunities for professional growth. Scorpio's intense, probing energy combines with Mercury's analytical nature, deepening your natural inclination to dig into the details. This period is poised to bring mental sharpness, determination, and a powerful drive for self-expression that could significantly advance both your professional and personal relationships. As Mercury transits Scorpio, you will find your communication style becoming more thoughtful and introspective. The 3rd house relates to speech, writing, and mental agility, so your interactions may take on a more serious tone, influenced by Scorpio's investigative nature. This is an excellent period for you to engage in activities that require careful thought and attention to detail, such as writing, researching, and public speaking. However, you may also find yourself delving into conversations that bring long-buried issues to light, especially within close relationships. While this can be beneficial for resolving misunderstandings, the intense nature of these exchanges could also create occasional friction. In particular, the conjunction of Mercury and the Sun in Scorpio after mid-November may amplify misunderstandings, as the Sun's influence brings the potential for ego clashes. Approach communication with tact and be mindful of expressing yourself clearly to avoid misinterpretation. You may experience a notable increase in travel, networking, and collaborative efforts during this transit. The 3rd house governs short journeys and connections with close associates, and Scorpio's influence will make these interactions purposeful and driven by a desire for meaningful outcomes. You may travel for work or educational purposes, seeking to acquire knowledge or solidify professional connections. However, with Saturn, Jupiter, and Rahu's retrograde aspects adding complexity, be prepared for delays or disruptions in travel plans. Planning and patience are key, so double-check details to avoid any unexpected setbacks. These travels may also lead to significant revelations about work, relationships, or future goals, offering a chance for growth. On the familial front, you may find yourself drawn closer to siblings or neighbors, engaging in deeper conversations that could transform these relationships. The 3rd house often highlights siblings, and Mercury's transit in Scorpio brings the potential for candid discussions and greater understanding. However, underlying tensions could surface, leading to some disagreements or emotional challenges. Take this opportunity to resolve any past misunderstandings and strengthen bonds with those closest to you. Spending quality time with family members can provide a sense of stability amidst the intensity of this period. Professionally, you are poised to experience progress, thanks to Mercury's rulership over the 10th house of career and its transit through the communicative 3rd house. This period encourages a proactive approach to networking, showcasing your talents, and enhancing professional relationships. With Mercury in Scorpio, your intellectual abilities and problem-solving skills will stand out, attracting recognition from colleagues and superiors. If you're in a field requiring strong communication, negotiation, or critical thinking skills, you will likely thrive. This transit supports advancements in job interviews, public speaking engagements, and roles that require a high degree of focus and determination. If you're business-oriented, you may see profits from strategic investments or collaborations, as your analytical skills allow you to identify lucrative opportunities. However, given the retrograde influences of Saturn and Jupiter, be cautious with major financial decisions or speculative investments. The 3rd house also influences your self-confidence, especially in relation to social interactions and new ventures. Mercury's transit encourages you to step outside your comfort zone, engage with new people, and assert yourself more openly. You'll feel a stronger urge to express your thoughts and opinions, but Scorpio's influence may make you more selective about sharing your feelings, focusing on trust and depth in conversations. You may discover new social circles or interests that align with your personal goals, creating opportunities for personal growth. This is a favorable time to develop skills that support communication, such as public speaking or writing, which could enhance your confidence and visibility in your community or professional environment. Scorpio's emotional depth may bring occasional challenges, especially as you navigate intense thoughts and feelings during this transit. Your mental processes may become more introspective and analytical, potentially leading to overthinking or a focus on worst-case scenarios. Scorpio's transformative influence can also make you more aware of your emotional needs and insecurities, creating an opportunity for personal growth. This period serves as a reminder for you to prioritize your mental health by finding balance between your analytical tendencies and the need for relaxation. The third house supports learning and skill building, and with Scorpio's influence, you will be drawn to subjects that require deep concentration, critical thinking, and investigative skills. Areas such as psychology, philosophy, research, and even the occult may captivate your curiosity, allowing you to explore topics that expand your knowledge and bring a sense of fulfillment. Whether through formal education, online courses, or self-study, pursue learning endeavors that align with your interests and long-term ambitions. Finally, the retrograde aspects of Saturn and Jupiter on Scorpio will play a significant role in influencing your experience during this transit. Saturn's aspect may create a sense of restriction or heaviness in communication, prompting you to be more deliberate and disciplined in your interactions. Similarly, Jupiter's retrograde aspect may bring delays or reconsiderations, encouraging you to review your strategies and seek stability in your relationships and professional pursuits. Despite the challenges, these retrograde influences offer you an opportunity for reflection, making it an ideal time to reassess your goals, refine your plans, and focus on steady progress. Overall, Mercury's transit through Scorpio will be a transformative period for you, emphasizing communication, introspection, and personal development. By embracing Scorpio's depth and intensity, you can unlock new layers of self-awareness and strengthen your relationships, paving the way for meaningful growth in both personal and professional areas. For Libra, as Mercury transits through your second house, which governs wealth, family, and speech, it creates a potent period for reassessing your approach to finances and relationships, along with deeper self-reflection. This transit of Mercury in Scorpio sharpens your analytical abilities, prompting a keen examination of your spending habits, financial plans, and income sources. The influence of Scorpio adds depth, encouraging you to identify hidden costs or untapped resources and rethink how you manage your assets. Financially, this is a transformative period. Mercury's intellectual influence paired with Scorpio's investigative nature could lead to significant gains by spotlighting efficient budgeting and strategic investments. However, Jupiter's retrograde in your 8th house of shared resources warns against making impulsive financial decisions or venturing into high-risk investments, especially those involving others. Instead, this period favors a conservative approach, focusing on consolidating resources, saving, and working toward financial stability. This transit also brings a focus on family relations and inherited values, with Mercury's influence encouraging open, sincere discussions within your family. You may feel drawn to engage in more profound conversations, delving into topics like shared responsibilities, family finances, and long-standing dynamics that shape your sense of security. Scorpio's influence will surface unresolved or hidden issues, making this an ideal time to address sensitive matters with transparency and tact. Although such discussions may bring to light difficult topics, they can ultimately strengthen familial bonds and lead to a more stable foundation. However, with Saturn's aspect on Scorpio from the 5th house, you may feel a sense of duty or responsibility in these family matters, which could create tension. Aim for balanced communication, as the Sun-Mercury conjunction from November 16th could introduce ego clashes or miscommunications within the family, making it important for you to approach each discussion with patience and diplomacy. Mercury's presence in Scorpio also affects your self-expression, particularly around values and beliefs. During this transit, your speech becomes more deliberate, infused with Scorpio's intensity. This heightened focus on clear, purposeful communication allows you to express your ideas and emotions with greater conviction, especially in situations where you previously felt overlooked. However, Scorpio's influence calls for caution. Sharp words or emotionally charged remarks could lead to misunderstandings. This transit teaches you the importance of balance between assertiveness and diplomacy, a valuable skill especially in professional settings. Saturn's aspect further underscores the need for measured and mindful communication, especially as Rahu's influence from the 6th house of work and health can bring unexpected challenges or tensions related to family obligations or workplace dynamics. Exercise care with your words to avoid unnecessary conflicts or misunderstandings that could impact long-term relationships. The 2nd house transit also highlights Mercury's influence on your financial interactions. Your professional front is likely to see progress during this time, as Mercury aids in building a strong reputation through dedication and sharpness in communication. You may attract recognition for your work, with opportunities to enhance your standing by effectively addressing work-related challenges. Rivals may emerge, but your intellect and commitment will enable you to overcome competition. The steady approach promoted by Saturn in Aquarius encourages you to maintain a cautious distance from professional conflicts, allowing you to focus on personal growth and career stability. By staying mindful of these influences, you can harness the benefits of this transit to advance your career. This period also brings a spiritual inclination, as Mercury, ruling both the 9th and 12th houses for you, stimulates a deeper interest in spirituality and foreign cultures. You may find yourself drawn to exploring your beliefs or seeking spiritual knowledge. The influence of Scorpio's energy combined with Mercury's analytical nature promotes introspection and curiosity, which may lead you toward exploring different cultures, religions, or philosophies. If you're a student, you will particularly benefit during this transit, as your intellectual curiosity and communication skills may lead to academic success or opportunities to study abroad. The 9th house influence also highlights opportunities to connect with father figures or mentors, offering you the chance to gain valuable insights or learnings that may benefit you professionally or personally. In financial terms, the transit of Mercury through the 2nd house warns of increased expenses, and you are advised to practice restraint. The connection between the 12th and 2nd houses suggests that you may encounter foreign investments or income from sources abroad. However, this is not the ideal time for new financial ventures, especially speculative investments. Instead, the period favors cautious spending and prudent financial management, as you might experience unexpected expenses, particularly related to family or home. Balancing the desire for immediate gratification with long-term planning will be essential for managing your resources effectively, especially under the influence of Saturn and Jupiter retrogrades, which promote a conservative approach to wealth accumulation and debt management. This transit also encourages intellectual development and self-improvement. As Mercury sharpens your critical thinking and reflective abilities, you may feel drawn to subjects that require deep analysis, such as psychology, spirituality, or the study of hidden truths. Whether through formal education, self-study, or personal research, this period is favorable for exploring topics that expand your mental horizons and align with your values. If you're in creative or academic fields, you may find this an ideal time to dive into projects that require dedication, research, or critical thought, as Scorpio's influence supports intense concentration and a strong commitment to intellectual pursuits. Overall, Mercury's transit through Scorpio activates your financial, familial, and intellectual areas. This alignment encourages growth through prudent choices and a deeper understanding of your values, which can help you progress both personally and professionally. By maintaining clarity, openness, and patience in all interactions, you can transform challenges into valuable learning experiences, ultimately enhancing your financial security and emotional well-being. As a Scorpio, you're set to experience a dynamic shift in your self-expression, personality, and overall outlook with Mercury transiting your 1st house. As the ruler of both the 8th and 11th houses, Mercury's entry into your 1st house enhances your approach to personal growth, wealth, and relationship dynamics, encouraging you to embrace deeper transformation on multiple fronts. This transit will allow you to cultivate a more powerful and charismatic aura, helping you establish a stronger presence in both personal and professional settings. With Mercury's analytical influence in your house of self, you have the opportunity to assess how you present yourself and identify new ways to improve your personality, health, and ambitions. One of the most notable impacts of this transit is on your self-confidence and communication style. Often reserved and private, you may now feel inspired to express yourself more openly and assertively. Mercury's energy sharpens your mind and increases your desire to articulate thoughts, opinions, and plans with more clarity and conviction. For the typically intense Scorpio, this transit can lead to more honest and direct conversations with friends, partners, and colleagues. There may be a tendency for conversations to become emotionally charged, as Mercury in Scorpio amplifies your need to explore meaningful subjects and uncover hidden truths. However, channel this energy positively to deepen connections, rather than creating friction through excessive scrutiny or criticism. Financially, this period could prove advantageous for you, as Mercury's rulership of the 11th house of gains and network circles brings opportunities for financial improvements. You may see support from friends or influential figures, assisting you in your pursuit of goals. The energy of Mercury in your 1st house is particularly beneficial for money-making initiatives, and you might find yourself confidently investing in property or other ventures that enhance your sense of security. You may also be inclined to spend money on yourself without guilt, choosing to invest in your own personal growth and appearance, as well as potentially receiving unexpected gains or inheritances. Mercury's transit highlights your resourcefulness, and the first house focus encourages you to build a solid financial foundation. In terms of personal growth, Mercury's transit offers a unique opportunity for you to undergo deep introspection and self-transformation. Being a sign naturally drawn to mystery and transformation, you'll find that this transit encourages you to shed outdated habits and examine your inner psychology. This may involve confronting subconscious beliefs or resolving old emotional patterns. You may feel called to explore practices that elevate your mental clarity, such as meditation, journaling, or even delving into occult studies. Mercury's analytical approach allows you to gain insight into your thought processes and behaviors, helping you identify areas for improvement and bringing about positive changes in both your personality and attitude. This is a period when you can elevate your aura, becoming more magnetic and confident. The conjunction of Mercury with the Sun in Scorpio on November 16th will intensify your self-reflection, as the Sun shines a light on your sense of identity and ambitions. This alignment may bring a strong desire to pursue personal goals with renewed passion and confidence, particularly in how you're perceived by others. However, this conjunction may also heighten your focus on self, creating the potential for ego conflicts or a need to balance personal ambitions with consideration for others. You should harness this energy constructively, allowing it to boost your motivation without becoming overly self-centered. On the professional front, Mercury's transit brings positive prospects. With Mercury in your first house, you will have the mental clarity and strategic thinking needed to tackle complex projects or lead in decision-making. You may find yourself assuming more visible roles at work, where your communication skills and critical thinking abilities stand out. You could receive recognition for your contributions or gain appreciation from superiors. However, with Mars, your ruling planet, debilitated in Cancer, your ninth house, career-related matters may face occasional setbacks, particularly those involving travel, legal issues, or higher education. While this could bring delays, Mercury's presence in your first house offers you the mental resilience and problem-solving skills needed to overcome these challenges. In your relationships, Mercury's first house transit prompts you to work on impulsive reactions, particularly in personal partnerships. Initial disagreements with a partner may arise, but Mercury's influence will push you to approach such situations with a balanced mind, encouraging you to seek solutions rather than engaging in power struggles. By refining your approach to communication and focusing on empathy, you can cultivate deeper connections and mutual understanding with your spouse or significant other. This period may also mark a time of improvement in your overall attitude, as you become more open to considering different perspectives in your interactions. Mental and physical well-being is another key area for you during this transit. The first house is closely related to the physical body, and Mercury's transit encourages you to adopt a disciplined approach to health and self-care. This could be an excellent time to establish a regular diet and exercise routine, along with practices that enhance mental clarity, such as yoga or meditation. With your intense energy, it's essential to find healthy outlets for emotional expression, which can prevent burnout and maintain balanced energy levels. Mercury's rational influence in your first house helps you approach health holistically, recognizing the importance of both mental and physical fitness. With Saturn and Jupiter retrograde and aspecting your first house, there may be some slowdowns in specific goals or external achievements, but this transit empowers you to persevere. Mercury's presence will enable you to maintain focus, cut through obstacles with sharp insight, and adapt to any temporary delays with resilience. By using this period to strategize and refine your plans, you can make substantial progress toward your ambitions, even if outcomes are not immediately visible. Overall, Mercury's transit through your first house marks a period of self-transformation, confidence building, and strategic growth. This time encourages you to communicate more openly, invest in personal goals, strengthen relationships, and focus on self-care. With patience and clarity, you can utilize Mercury's influence to gain a more empowered self-image, enhance your public presence, and achieve meaningful progress in both your personal and professional life. As a Sagittarius, you are currently in for a period of introspection and internal growth as Mercury transits through Scorpio, primarily activating your 12th house, the house of solitude, spirituality, hidden matters, and subconscious depths. During this period, Mercury, the lord of your 7th and 10th houses, brings an intense focus on deep self-reflection and private exploration of your inner self. While your usual fiery, outgoing nature may incline you to shy away from such introspective themes, this transit encourages you to confront unresolved emotional patterns, examine hidden motivations, and discover your spiritual dimensions. This period might be quieter than usual, with you feeling drawn to spiritual practices, meditation, and solitude, making it a good time to recharge, focus on mental health, and develop insights that can transform your life. This introspective journey may also bring certain challenges in expression and communication for you. Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect, feels somewhat restrained in the private and elusive environment of the 12th house. Consequently, you may struggle to articulate your thoughts and feelings clearly, often preferring to keep things private or even secretive. Misunderstandings in personal and professional relationships could arise, especially if you're not vigilant in ensuring your communication is clear and direct. Although you might find comfort in quiet contemplation, it is crucial for you to engage in open and honest communication with loved ones to avoid conflicts that could stem from misinterpretations. Be mindful of how you communicate with partners and colleagues, as there's a risk of unintended secrecy causing misunderstandings or tension. Mercury's transit through the 12th house brings an added layer of awareness to your career and relationships due to Mercury's rulership over your 7th house of partnerships and 10th house of career. Professional developments related to foreign clients, multinational companies, or even opportunities in distant locations may arise during this period. If you work in international sectors, this could bring professional gains and new prospects. Patience and perseverance will be essential for you in such situations, as success may depend on your ability to navigate complex scenarios and maintain a level-headed approach despite occasional setbacks. This period is ideal for you to focus on honing your skills, increasing patience, and developing resilience in the face of delays or challenges, particularly in foreign collaborations or ventures. You may find yourself called to travel abroad for business or exploring ways to expand your existing business into international markets, thereby gaining new perspectives and broadening your horizons. On a personal level, the 12th house transit of Mercury introduces unique dynamics into your relationships. With Mercury's influence, it may be beneficial for you to maintain harmony and open lines of communication with your spouse or significant other, though some may face challenges in finalizing marriage plans or experience delays in relationship progress. Petty arguments with a partner might surface during this transit, especially if issues of secrecy or unresolved past concerns come to the fore. In some cases, this transit might even bring a temporary separation from a partner, emphasizing the need for you to maintain calm and understanding. If you are single, this is a time when you may attract a foreign or culturally different partner, further adding to the sense of exploring the unfamiliar that marks this period. Those in relationships may also need to be more attentive to their partner's health, as the 12th house emphasizes potential health issues and emotional strain. Financial caution is advised during Mercury's transit in the 12th house, as this house governs expenses and unexpected outlays. You may encounter hidden costs related to travel, health, or spiritual pursuits. There is a heightened tendency for expenses to go unnoticed or unmonitored, leading to financial strain if not kept in check. This is a favorable time for you to revisit budgeting habits, scrutinize spending patterns, and adopt a conservative approach to financial planning. Being meticulous with your finances will ensure you are prepared for any unforeseen circumstances. This period might highlight the need to save for future stability, making it a good opportunity to redirect spending towards more sustainable investments and long-term goals. The influence of the 12th house also brings you into contact with hidden adversaries or unresolved conflicts. Mercury's placement here can sometimes unearth past grudges or hidden opposition, making it critical for you to stay vigilant and avoid unnecessary conflicts. You may become more sensitive to undercurrents in your relationships and professional interactions, especially as Scorpio's intense energy adds a layer of scrutiny and suspicion. There's a possibility of uncovering hidden motives or experiencing situations where not everyone's intentions align with yours. To navigate this, lean into Scorpio's transformative power, focusing on inner resilience and self-assurance. Rather than reacting impulsively, adopt a diplomatic approach, especially when dealing with contentious matters or individuals who may not have your best interests at heart. You may also be drawn to exploring esoteric subjects, such as astrology or other spiritual practices. This exploration may help you gain insights into your subconscious mind and may even bring a sense of closure to past issues. The 12th house is associated with past life matters, hidden truths, and karmic experiences, so this transit encourages you to probe these areas. By connecting with your spiritual side, you may discover a renewed sense of purpose and fulfillment that aligns with your natural curiosity and philosophical nature. The conjunction of Mercury and the Sun in Scorpio in mid-November will bring additional clarity and focus to your self-exploration. This illumination of the 12th house encourages deeper insight into your motivations and long-term goals, helping you make sense of previously hidden desires or emotions. This is a time when your subconscious mind can reveal important truths, offering you a chance to address any unresolved internal conflicts. During this period, remain open to self-discovery and be willing to let go of any self-limiting beliefs or habits that no longer serve you. Overall, Mercury's transit through your 12th house is a period of introspection, spiritual growth, and cautious progress in both professional and personal areas. By embracing a thoughtful, patient approach and focusing on internal development, you can emerge from this transit with deeper self-awareness, emotional resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. For Capricorn, as Mercury transits through your 11th house, the emphasis shifts towards social connections, professional alliances, and fulfilling ambitions. Mercury governs your 6th and 9th houses, influencing work, discipline, and philosophical beliefs, while its placement in Scorpio intensifies your efforts toward achieving long-term goals. This transit enhances your intellectual and communicative abilities, particularly within social or professional groups, allowing you to form meaningful connections that could aid you in your pursuits. The 11th house, representing gains, friendships, and aspirations, signifies a period where you will actively pursue collaborations and connect with influential people. However, with Scorpio's intensity, you will be highly selective, gravitating toward alliances that are both strategic and aligned with your aspirations while avoiding superficial ties. Mercury's position in the 11th house can bolster your networking efforts, enhancing your ability to articulate ideas and goals clearly and compellingly. This is a valuable period for engaging in team projects or partnerships that can support your long-term ambitions. Your involvement in group activities is likely to grow, as will your influence within your professional or social networks. However, this enhanced focus on building connections may also invite competition or challenges from rivals, given Mercury's 6th house connection to enemies and obstacles. Your astute approach to managing potential conflicts or rivalries will help you navigate these situations gracefully, allowing you to use your communication skills to diffuse tensions and assert your position. Financially, this transit holds promising potential for you. The 11th house traditionally symbolizes rewards and earnings, and Mercury's analytical influence will provide you with a keen ability to evaluate your financial decisions. You may witness positive financial returns, particularly in professional ventures where previous efforts start to pay off. Projects or collaborations could bring in monetary gains, and you might receive acknowledgments, bonuses, or promotions that affirm your career dedication. However, the influence of the 6th house reminds you to exercise caution with your expenses and avoid impulsive financial risks. You may also experience minor setbacks, as the retrograde Jupiter in Taurus, affecting your 5th house, could slow the realization of profits from speculative ventures. Despite potential delays, your careful and strategic planning will help you weather these temporary obstacles and prepare for greater financial stability. Social interactions during this time may bring mixed experiences. On one hand, you may receive substantial support and encouragement from friends and associates. Certain friendships could become instrumental in propelling you toward your goals, while others may harbor hidden intentions, resulting in complications or unexpected confrontations. You should be mindful of this dynamic, as the 6th house connection to enmities and the intense nature of Scorpio may reveal the true intentions of some acquaintances. Although this period is promising for social growth and forming alliances, it also warns you to be cautious of overly competitive or untrustworthy individuals within your circles. On the personal front, Mercury's transit through Scorpio encourages you to pay more attention to your relationships and communication style. While the focus on professional and social connections may enhance your network, you may unintentionally neglect close personal relationships. Loved ones might feel overlooked or frustrated due to your preoccupation with external ambitions, which could lead to minor conflicts or misunderstandings. To maintain harmony in your personal life, it will be essential to balance your professional commitments with quality time for your loved ones, particularly if relationships start to feel strained. Expressing appreciation and actively listening to the needs of your partner or family members will be crucial in maintaining healthy and supportive bonds during this transit. Mercury's transit in the 11th house also encourages you to revisit your long-term goals and aspirations. With Mercury in Scorpio, you are likely to approach these goals with renewed intensity and determination. You may feel a heightened desire to succeed and make a lasting impact in your chosen field or community. Your ambitions will be at the forefront, prompting you to take decisive steps toward realizing your dreams. The intellectual and transformative energy of Scorpio will push you to strategize meticulously, taking calculated risks and adopting a disciplined approach to achieving your objectives. In mid-November, Mercury's conjunction with the Sun in Scorpio further energizes your aspirations. This alignment brings a renewed sense of clarity and focus, illuminating any lingering issues or obstacles that may have been clouding your progress. The Sun's influence in the 11th house will help you gain insights into how best to leverage your resources and relationships to maximize your potential. You may receive recognition from peers or influential figures, boosting your morale and reaffirming your commitment to your goals. This period may also present opportunities for growth or leadership roles within your professional circles, affirming your reputation and paving the way for future accomplishments. Throughout this transit, your natural focus on long-term planning will serve you well. With Mercury in the 11th house, you are equipped to think strategically about future moves, and Scorpio's transformative influence will motivate you to pursue your goals with perseverance and resilience. You may be drawn to ambitious projects that require commitment and hard work, but these efforts will be well rewarded if you stay focused. This transit encourages you to build a solid foundation for future success, as the insights and connections gained during this time will play a crucial role in shaping your professional path. Overall, Mercury's transit through Scorpio in your 11th house marks a period of heightened social engagement, financial growth, and goal-oriented focus. While you can expect significant gains in your professional and financial spheres, you should also remain cautious of competitive influences within your social circles. With careful planning, strategic networking, and self-awareness, you will emerge from this transit with a stronger foundation for future accomplishments. For Aquarius, as Mercury activates your 10th house of career and public image during its transit in Scorpio, you will feel a profound pull toward your professional growth. This transit will likely make you more dedicated to your work, bringing a laser focus to your ambitions and goals. Scorpio's influence on Mercury brings intensity and depth to your thinking, encouraging you to dig beneath the surface and explore new avenues or untapped potentials at work. This may result in strategic networking and a strong determination to reach the next level in your career. For you, success will come through a blend of strategic thinking, diplomacy, and effective communication, all of which Mercury facilitates. You will find your communication skills particularly important during this transit, especially in interactions with superiors, authority figures, and colleagues. Clear, thoughtful communication will be key, as minor missteps or thoughtless remarks could lead to misunderstandings or challenges at work. With Scorpio's intense energy, your words may carry extra weight and could influence outcomes more than usual. Therefore, maintaining a respectful and composed tone is critical, especially when engaging in negotiations or discussions about career advancement. While this transit enhances your ability to express your ideas and perspectives, it also requires you to be mindful of power dynamics in the workplace. As Scorpio's transformative energy touches Mercury, you may discover hidden elements in your work environment, such as unspoken rivalries or conflicts among colleagues, which could affect your career trajectory. By staying diplomatic and tactful, you can avoid unnecessary complications and maintain a stable reputation. In terms of reputation, Mercury's presence in the 10th house will spotlight your public image, giving you the chance to build credibility and gain visibility. You may receive recognition from peers, supervisors, or even the wider community as your contributions to your field become more prominent. This transit is an excellent time for you to focus on refining your public persona and ensuring it aligns with your deeper professional values and ambitions. For some, this could mean updating professional profiles, networking more intensively, or taking on leadership roles in public-facing projects. Scorpio's energy encourages you to approach these steps with a strategic mindset, being mindful of how you present yourself and seeking avenues that resonate with your long-term vision. As you reassess your professional image, you may feel a push toward authenticity and depth, preferring to be known for substantive contributions rather than surface-level achievements. Mercury's transit in Scorpio will also bring opportunities for you to unlock financial gains through your career efforts. Scorpio's transformative energy adds an element of calculated risk-taking, making this a time when you may consider long-term financial goals, investments, or entrepreneurial ventures tied to your career. However, it's worth noting that with aspect from Jupiter retrograding in Taurus, and Mercury governs your 5th house of speculative gains, you may need to exercise caution with investments or speculative endeavors. Any financial decisions during this time should be carefully thought out, as Mercury's analytical nature will help you plan meticulously for growth without taking unnecessary risks. A unique aspect of this transit is Mercury's conjunction with the Sun in Scorpio around mid-November, further enhancing the focus on your career gains and public recognition. This conjunction will likely provide you with greater clarity, helping you see the results of your efforts more clearly. It may also mark a turning point in your career, where you're presented with choices that could solidify your professional path. This period will encourage you to reflect on your progress, celebrate milestones, and recalibrate your goals if needed. Such an alignment emphasizes the potential for you to shine in your field, as the Sun's illuminating energy combines with Mercury's analytical prowess, leading to powerful insights that can shape your future. In addition to career progress, the transit through Scorpio's intense energy may lead to a heightened interest in the unknown or hidden aspects of life. You may find yourself drawn toward understanding deeper truths or exploring fields that require a strong analytical and research-oriented approach, such as psychology, occult sciences, or investigative work. The transit's influence on your intellectual curiosity can motivate you to learn more about these subjects, incorporating them into your life or work. For students and lifelong learners, this transit supports academic pursuits, especially those that require critical thinking or complex analysis. However, this period may also introduce challenges in the form of hidden rivals or conflicts within the workplace and public life. You should be aware of the potential for covert competition, as Scorpio's influence may reveal secret opposition or envy from others. This could manifest as office politics, competition for recognition, or subtle power struggles that emerge unexpectedly. While these dynamics may be taxing, Mercury's strategic energy will assist you in navigating them carefully. By focusing on your goals and maintaining your integrity, you can avoid pitfalls and continue progressing without becoming entangled in unnecessary conflicts. Mercury's influence through the 10th house also heightens your leadership capabilities. This is a favorable time for you to take on additional responsibilities, lead projects, or step into roles requiring delegation, management, and collaboration. Scorpio's impact will intensify your drive and sharpen your focus, enabling you to handle complex tasks or challenging situations with ease. You will find yourself more assertive, eager to present your ideas and initiatives, and motivated to lead with clarity and vision. These qualities, combined with Mercury's communication skills, will enable you to effectively rally others around your ideas, gain support, and make strides toward collective goals. Overall, this transit brings a powerful opportunity for you to make significant professional advancements, gain recognition, and strategically shape your public image. It encourages you to align your actions with your long-term ambitions, focus on meaningful contributions, and avoid distractions from office politics or trivial matters. With careful planning, diplomacy, and a focus on authenticity, you can use this transit to achieve lasting success and establish a respected place in your chosen field. For Pisces, with Mercury transiting your 9th house in Scorpio, this period brings rich opportunities for growth, self-discovery, and intellectual expansion. Mercury's influence, as the ruler of your 4th house of home and 7th house of partnerships, enhances the benefits of this transit, blending personal and professional achievements with supportive relationships. You may feel drawn to philosophical, spiritual, or intellectual pursuits, increasing your curiosity and inspiring you to learn more about yourself and the world around you. This transit fosters new perspectives and fuels a desire to explore different cultures, spiritual practices, or academic paths. On the academic front, you will thrive if you're a student or knowledge seeker. This transit provides a supportive environment for higher studies or research, offering focus and resilience to tackle complex subjects. You may have opportunities to study abroad, as the 9th house traditionally associates with long-distance travel and higher learning. Mercury's analytical nature, combined with Scorpio's transformative energy, makes this a fruitful time for deep intellectual engagement. Topics like psychology, metaphysics, or philosophy align well with Scorpio's depth and intensity, offering you insights that expand your knowledge and reshape your personal and spiritual beliefs. In the professional domain, Mercury's transit in your 9th house is likely to open doors for career advancement, particularly if you're an entrepreneur or freelancer. This period favors those looking to expand their ventures into foreign or uncharted markets. You may explore opportunities abroad or expand your client base internationally. Work-related travel is highly likely, bringing both productivity and enjoyment, along with profitable future opportunities. If you're in a corporate role or employed by a multinational company, you could receive recognition and may be assigned projects requiring cross-cultural interactions. With the 9th house connected to publishing and broadcasting, you may even consider sharing your knowledge with a wider audience through writing, teaching, or public speaking. This transit also enhances your personal life by strengthening bonds with loved ones. There will be a strong focus on harmony within relationships, with family and partners offering unconditional support, especially regarding your career or personal milestones. Time spent with family will be meaningful, allowing you to enjoy genuine emotional connections and celebrations of your achievements. The supportive influence of the 4th house of home in the 9th indicates that family members may accompany you on travels, making this a period marked by both professional growth and shared experiences. If you've been contemplating purchasing property or relocating, this transit's alignment makes it a favorable time, particularly if it involves long-distance relocation or overseas property investments. Scorpio's transformative influence on your 9th house inspires heightened spiritual awareness, leading to a renewed or deepened interest in faith and spirituality. Mercury's transit here encourages introspection and opens the door to self-discovery. You may engage in meditation, attend spiritual retreats, or practice other activities that bring mental peace and clarity. The presence of the 4th house ruler in the 9th house of spirituality intensifies your drive toward inner fulfillment, making this an ideal period if you seek deeper meaning in your life. The upcoming Mercury-Sun conjunction in mid-November will illuminate areas where growth is needed, facilitating a renewed sense of purpose and alignment between daily activities and long-term goals. Travel plays a significant role in this period as well, with Mercury's 9th house influence creating opportunities for long-distance journeys, whether for work, leisure, or education. These travels will provide enriching experiences that foster new connections and broaden your understanding of different cultures and perspectives. Meeting people from diverse backgrounds and exploring unfamiliar territories may even inspire future projects or collaborations. If you're planning an overseas trip or academic endeavor, the transit's influence supports smooth preparation and successful outcomes, with Mercury's analytical power aiding in meticulous planning and organization. While the benefits of Mercury's transit in Scorpio are substantial, Scorpio's intense nature may also reveal some challenges. You may experience inner conflicts or question your beliefs, facing insecurities that have remained hidden until now. Mercury's logical approach will guide you through these challenges, helping you analyze and understand uncertainties and facilitating personal growth. This period will encourage you to confront limiting beliefs or unresolved issues, resulting in a clearer, more refined perspective. With Jupiter, your ruling planet, in retrograde within Taurus, there may be minor delays in communication or short-distance travels. Jupiter's retrograde motion highlights the need for patience and flexibility, ensuring that any challenges encountered will ultimately contribute to your long-term growth. Communication will also be noteworthy. You may find that your speech takes on a more insightful, thoughtful tone as you engage in meaningful conversations with family or close friends. You may feel a strong urge to express your beliefs, values, and evolving ideas, navigating even sensitive topics with sincerity and diplomacy. This period could spark a desire to share philosophical insights or discuss matters of spirituality, with your enhanced communication skills supporting meaningful exchanges and fostering deeper connections. Overall, Mercury's transit through your 9th house in Scorpio is a time ripe with opportunities for personal growth, intellectual development, and meaningful experiences. Academic achievements, professional advancements, and enhanced family relationships will define this period, and you will likely find yourself broadening your perspectives on various levels. Travel and exploration will play crucial roles in shaping your journey, while increased introspection will bring clarity to your core beliefs. This transit empowers you to embrace change, deepen spiritual practices, and strengthen connections with loved ones. Mercury's analytical influence will guide you through any challenges, helping you emerge with greater insight, balance, and fulfillment. As we wrap up this transit episode, remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. If you'd like more personalized predictions for their specific zodiac sign or have any questions about their astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If they found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more astrology insights. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so they never miss an update. Thank they once again for joining us, and we eagerly anticipate sharing more astrological wisdom with they in the future. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.